The American Express Platinum Card has one of the highest fees at $695. And the question you're asking yourself, is it worth it? I've had my Platinum Card for 10 years and I've leveraged its benefits religiously. My renewal date is coming up soon and I have to decide whether or not I want to keep the card. So if you're considering getting this card for the first time, or if you already have the card and you're trying to decide whether or not you want to keep it, then stick around as we review all the benefits and then I provide my honest opinion from having the card for the past 10 years. Let's start by explaining who I am and why this card made sense for me in the first place. Roughly 10 years ago, I was just starting work at Amazon and my job had me traveling about every 2 weeks. Having airport lounge access was one of the key reasons for me having this card. And back then the fee was only $450 and it came with many benefits that are way better than the ones offered today. This card is designed for luxury and travel, and I definitely fell in the travel category. If you're looking to get this card for the first time, then they do offer a sign-on bonus of anywhere from 80,000 to 100,000 membership rewards. And when used for travel, that's going to equal anywhere from $800 to $1,000 depending on the bonus that you get. But you can only achieve that bonus if you spend $6,000 on your card in the first 6 months of your membership. And you can only get the sign-on bonus once in your lifetime for this card. $1,500 in value. That's one of the first things that they're going to show you on the Amex website for having this card. I'm going to walk through each of these benefits and then I'll give you my opinion from having used these benefits over the years. Let's start with a $200 airline fee credit, which operates on a calendar year basis. So every year on January 1st, the award is renewed. You get to pick one airline that you can associate with this specific benefit. It is not a mix or match option. You pick one and you stick with it. It covers things like those on this list right here. But because I'm a frequent traveler, I have status with my airline, so I don't get charged fees for bags or changes or seat assignment or any of the reservations. In 10 years, I may have used roughly $30 worth of this benefit from ordering really bad food on the plane that I'm pretty sure I regretted afterwards. To me, this benefit is a bust. It sounds good on paper, but it just doesn't get used. Now, if you aren't an avid traveler and you don't have status, then having these fees covered may add some value to you. Before moving on, I have a favor to ask of you. If you like my content, I'd greatly appreciate if you consider pressing the like button so my content here on YouTube can grow. And better yet, I'd love it if you'd consider subscribing so you can be up to date with all of my latest content. Now, when it comes to big box shopping, we are definitely a Target family. And it's not because I used to work for Target Corporate, it's just that Target is such a great experience. However, Walmart does have a massive selection and they have great prices. That's where the $155 Walmart Plus credit comes into discussion. This one just started a year or so ago and it pays for the entire Walmart Plus program that costs roughly $12.95 a month. It gives you free delivery from your Walmart store, but you do need to have at least $35 in purchases. And they recently added Paramount Plus streaming service to the benefit. There's a few other perks that I'll leave on the screen for you to just quickly review. For me and my family, we have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this benefit. We love having groceries delivered because going to Walmart can be a huge hassle, but it's tough to pass up on all those great prices. The downside is that whenever a product isn't available, they seem to just substitute it for something that we absolutely didn't want. Or the produce that they pick is either incredibly green and several days from being ripe, or we happen to get the fruit that already has mold on it. Between the time savings, gas savings, and getting Paramount Plus, I chalk this up as a win for a benefit. But depending on where you live, it may or may not be of value to you. Who doesn't like staying at fancy hotels where the finishes are incredible, the architecture has genuine style, and where they have great service? Well, my 3-year-old could care less. When it comes to my kids, the quality of the hotel comes down solely to the pool. Which leads me to the $200 hotel collection credit as the next benefit. And you must stay at least 2 consecutive nights to be eligible. There's a curated list of hotels and you need to book them through the Amex travel site. Typically the hotels are only available in large cities and the availability is very inconsistent. However, the hotels do come with an added amenity of $100 experience credit and the potential upgrade if available. This is another benefit that sounds good on paper, but it isn't very good in reality. I've used this benefit many times over the years and I have never once been given a room upgrade. And I would explicitly ask every time I'd check in hopes that it would happen. Every hotel in this collection that we happened to stay in was extremely nice and it had a bit of a boutique feel. But it seemed like they all had crazy resort fees that quickly burned up that extra $100 credit that they'd given us in the first place. Or they don't offer a free breakfast, so once again, you may need to use it up there. And since they're upscale hotels, a 2-night stay can easily exceed $600. So that $200 hotel credit wound up costing us more than if we would have just booked a hotel that earns rewards and status points where we would normally stay. All in, I consider this benefit a bust. If the benefit winds up costing you more than what you typically spend for your normal behavior, then it's no longer a benefit. I don't know about you, but my family and I love all of the streaming services that are offered today. But honestly, my kids have no concept of what a commercial is, which leads me to the next credit of $240 digital entertainment, which is offered on things like Audible, Disney+, Hulu, Peacock, SiriusXM, and the New York Times. If you happen to be a person that already pays for these services, then the card could save you up to $20 a month. And for me, this was a great benefit when it first came out a couple years ago. But now, most of the credit cards offer some form of digital credit on many of these services. But I don't normally get the Audible.com or the New York Times or some of the other services. For my existing behavior, this benefit is only worth about $120. But honestly, it's already covered from another credit card of mine, so now it's no longer a benefit for me. However, you may be completely different. That's why I created a spreadsheet where you can mark each benefit that fits in your lifestyle to see what the value comes out to be just for you. The link is in the description below, and it's meant as a quick down and dirty chart to show what the true value of the card could be worth to you and your way of living. Next is a $100 annual credit from Saks Fifth Avenue, but it's really only a $50 credit from January to June and another $50 credit from July to December. If you're a regular shopper at Saks, then this might be a great benefit for you. But for the rest of us, this benefit stinks. I used it once in 10 years where I bought one of the lowest priced items on the site that I could possibly find. Even then, it wound up costing me more than the $50 credit. Oh, wait, I have to eat my words. I just looked on the site and I found an amazing hat that would be free with my $50 credit. Oh wait, they're gonna charge me nearly $10 to ship it. I'm sorry, but that hat isn't even worth $10 to ship. I apologize if I offend anyone. I'm just not a huge fan of designer brands, especially when the product looks generic. Oh, and maybe I didn't mention this, but if you don't use the credit, then it doesn't carry over. It just goes away. For me, this benefit is a total bust. Once again, it's just not a benefit for my current behavior. How would you like to have a free gym membership for an entire year as a benefit from your credit card? Sadly, you won't get it from the $300 Equinox credit that's offered from this credit card either. And if you're asking yourself, what's Equinox? Well, it's a high-end gym membership, but they only exist in 10 states, and they're only in a handful of large cities. And get this, the monthly membership fees start at $200 a month. Now, they do offer a digital class membership at $39.99 a month, but for a digital membership for a gym at that cost seems ridiculous to me. This benefit seems 100% out of touch with its client base because it's in so few locations. And it won't even pay for 2 months worth of in-person access. Total bust. Next is the $200 Uber Cash, where you get $15 each month, except for the last month is $20. The plus with this is that you can either use it for Uber Eats or for the ride service. The downside is that whatever you don't use each month doesn't carry over. It's use it or lose it, just like all the others. Now, when I lived in Seattle, this benefit was used to the max. But now that I don't work in a major city, it's no longer of value to me. However, my assessment is that this benefit is 100% legit, where most everyone out there is gonna get the full value. There is nothing worse than standing in those long lines at the airport security. But the $189 Clear Plus credit is available to provide you a quick security line access at select airports. That pays for the full service offered each year. Me personally, I have the TSA PreCheck, and I didn't see the need in getting the Clear service. But as TSA PreCheck starts to get more congested in the future, the Clear program would become a little bit more desirable. This is a valid benefit if you don't already have TSA PreCheck. For me, I'm not going to count this as a benefit because it isn't part of my current behavior, and I already have TSA PreCheck that works in almost every domestic airport. The next benefit is the airport lounge access at Centurion Lounges at American Express. You also get access to lounges with these other lounge programs like Priority Pass and Delta. If you travel a lot, then having lounge access is almost a necessity. I put the price on lounge access to be $40 a visit because that's what many charge for a single day access. So when I was traveling 20 times a year, that's roughly a $1,600 benefit based on the access each way, where I'd get plenty of food and drink options covered in the lounge. Now, when I first got my card, guests were free up to 2 or 3 people, and I could bring my family and it was no issue. But now they've all changed it, so you need to now pay anywhere from $35 to $50 per guest. And now that I only travel mostly with my family about 3 times a year, this benefit has completely lost its luster for me. That and the lounges are extremely crowded nowadays, where you may have to wait in line to get in, or they may turn you away completely. And sadly, the quality of the food has completely fallen down over the years. Overall, this benefit is legit. Given that I rarely travel alone anymore, I place this benefit at around $160 a year for when I travel solo. One feature that I initially enjoyed with the card is the upgrades to having status with hotels like Marriott and Hilton. I can't put much of a price tag on these benefits, nor can I say that I feel like it's a huge value. They tend to give you a bottle of water when you check in, and you're able to earn free stays a little bit quicker. But that's about it. Getting hotel status just isn't that great for me personally. Those happen to be the benefits that make the Amex Platinum card stand out from all other cards. But what about the points that you earn from spending? Well, you get 5x points on flights booked with Amex Travel, 5x on hotels, 2x on all other travel expenses, and 1x on everything else. Those points aren't that different from what I can get from other credit cards, so it's not a huge differentiator for me. Me personally, I prefer to use my Amex Platinum Delta card because it earns me roughly the same types of points, but in the process I at least earn status on the airline. You personally may look at the point structure completely different based on your lifestyle and what makes the most sense for you. So when I add up all of the benefits that I use and I decide if they add value to my existing behavior, then it comes out to be roughly $335 benefit to me to keep this card that has a fee of $695. It's time for me to say goodbye to this Platinum card. But when it comes to you and your needs, your views may be very different than mine, and you can use the spreadsheet in the description below to see how much value you could get from this card. And for anyone in active duty military, then you can get this card where the annual fee will be 100% waived. Granted, you still need great credit to earn this card, but the benefits are incredible if you don't have to pay a single fee. Farewell, my Amex Platinum friend. You have not aged well. I hope you were able to get some value out of today's video, and thanks so much for watching.